It's hard to believe it's already been 125 years.
Seems like only yesterday those first 12 young men met in an abandoned North Minneapolis butcher shop,
learning Yiddish from an untrained teacher
in an ungraded class.
Ungraded class?
Don't worry, that didn't last long.
To truly meet the needs of Jewish youth and their families.
What would soon become the Talmud Torah of Minneapolis became coeducational and began teaching Hebrew
as the modern lingua franca of the Jewish people.
Lingua franca?
And that was one of the first steps Talmud Torah took
towards building the Jews of Minneapolis into a community.
So there were more steps?
There were. And additional priorities,
like instilling in students a love of Judaism
and preparing them to live an intentionally Jewish life.
You know, as a current Talmud Torah student, I think I have something to add on to this story. Well, you're in luck.
Talmud Torah has no bigger responsibility than to prepare the next generation of Twin Cities Jews
to be knowledgeable, ethical Jewish citizens
and leaders.
And it does a wonderful job.
I've been going to Talmud Torah for 2.5 years, and I've been going to Talmud Torah for half a year.
I was a student at Talmud Torah from the 70s to 1984.
In our extended family, I can't think of anybody who didn't go to Talmud Torah and graduate Beit Midrash.
I went to Talmud Torah from 1948 to 1958.
I'm the 4th generation of people in my family who've gone to Talmud Torah.
From the time I started Talmud Torah till we finished in 46, we were in the midst of a war. Our parents realized that we had to solidify our Jewish education and our Jewish connections.
Talmud Torah was a place to learn, certainly, but it was a place with friends.
We went to school, and then after school, the Hebrew bus picked us up, and we went to Hebrew school, and that was our social time, that was our friend time, that was our fun time.
When I look at my life now, I'm surrounded by my Jewish peers, and so many of them are people that I spent my time here at Talmud Torah with.
We all had that one commonality in that we were all Jewish, and that made our bonds stronger.
It's important to go to be with other Jewish kids, and I think it's just important to learn what we as a people have been held together by for 2,000 years.
It became more important to me as my kids grew up because the community was no longer all Jewish. And when we were looking for our first home, one of the most important things was that the Talmud Torah bus serviced wherever we moved.
It's one thing to go to Jewish camp every summer, which I think is very important, but there has to be something in between every summer.
I like the friendships I've made.
I like to go see friends from different schools that I don't normally see.
Talmud Torah helps me connect with my friends and helps me connect more with Judaism.
I can be myself at Talmud Torah.
It was the Talmud Torah that still, I think, unites the Jewish community. No matter what area you live in, we can all come together and feel comfortable with our Jewish learning and Jewish heritage.
Talmud Torah's mission is to provide educational experiences to our young people so that they can develop the tools to live an intentionally Jewish life.
You can learn a lot while still playing fun games.
You learn what Jewish values, we learn Hebrew. You just learn so much here.
The teachers make it really fun.
I really like learning about different cultures and traditions because it's just fun for me, the same way he likes learning the language.
When we started going to Talmud Torah, we walked in the first day and our Hebrew teacher started talking to us in Hebrew, and we never heard English again until we were in Beit Midrash.
I remember telling my friends, yeah, we go to Talmud Torah after school and into the evening and on the weekends, and people were always amazed that there was this extra commitment and extra time put into something that obviously was important to us.
I think that's sort of a Jewish legacy that lives on and on and on, and also a Jewish responsibility, because without that understanding, what would it mean to be Jewish and what would we have as our heritage?
It's amazes me that we have teachers and staff that are so committed to our students that they continue to be here generation after generation, and that door by door, that's really amazing to me.
They are the ones that continue to develop the raw material that will be our Jewish community in the future.
It gives you the framework and the groundwork to become young Jewish adults and to carry on those traditions throughout your life.
Most of my day-to-day life is no longer moving through the motions of living a Jewish life, and rather it's making intentional decisions about what I want for myself and how I want to be a Jewish adult.
I have been to Israel 3 times, most recently on the Alexander Moss High School in Israel program. I don't think that I would have been encouraged to go on that program if I had not gone to Talmud Torah.
It's helping me develop something that I don't know that's inside me, so then I can find a better me.
Talmud Torah is part of my life and the people that I surround myself with, and the work that I do every day.
I get great pleasure out of seeing my grandkids going to Talmud Torah. I'm happy that they're learning the things that I learned, and I'm hoping that they come home with some of the values that I came home from Talmud Torah with.
I'm working here now, so it just comes full circle.
We're committed as a community to teach the next generation what it means to be Jews, and that we'll continue to grow from strength to strength.
We can thank the Jewish parents of our community for the last 125 years to not only make sure this institution is here, but make sure it is embraced and recognized over the years as one of the best Talmud Torahs in the country.